The road to the ITZR County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series Championship begins tonight. It's round number one for the Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing 125 from the Nashville Fairgrounds. I'm Jeff By Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the booth. And Bill, we had a heck of a season opener last night for the Late Model Shootout Series. We're going to do it again tonight. 36 drivers on hand, going for just 30 spots in the feature event for this Challenger Series.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting as we are about to get into qualifying very quickly. I didn't leave us much time, Jeff. I apologize. Many drivers for us to learn tonight as we have a whole bunch of new entries into the Late Model Challenger Series. And they're about to go out for their first qualifying laps.
Yeah, one of those newcomers, Jackson Crowder, he was fastest overall in opening practice, 17.620. Ahead of a former champion, Bladen Edwards, returns to the series, 17.659. Kind of a latecomer to this series. He didn't even make our season preview, but you can't count on a former champion when it comes to who's going to be racing for the championship this season.
Yeah, definitely Bladen, somebody to watch, somebody you want to watch all season long. Watching Brad Carpenter on the track right now in the familiar number 31 car. He makes his laps. He'll go P1 early on the board. Brad Carpenter, P1. Chase Johnson will come around P2. And now we've got a new P1. Make that Ronald Cole. He'll set quick time for the moment.
Latham Joyner now to the top, 17.899. He gets bumped by Josh Kosic, 17.875 for Kosic. It's Kosic, Joyner, Chase, and Johnson now third. Ronald Cole, his second lap improves. He's third fastest now. Lee Norton to the top.
Lee Norton goes P1.
17.825 for Lee Norton. Aaron Plemons now second fastest with a 17.850.
We'll jump around as fast as we possibly can so you guys can see the race cars that are going. Timmy Holmes goes P1. He was fast in practice. He'll set P quick time for the moment. Bladen Edwards goes P2. We talked about him being fast.
So Holmes, Edwards, Lee Norton, Aaron Plemons, Josh Kosic, your top five. Now Caleb Hall, third fastest, 17.818 for Caleb Hall. Ryan Joyner now third fastest, 17.812. And they just keep bumping each other at the top. We're still waiting on Jackson Crowder, who has not ran a time yet.
Reagan Parent, Garrett Pick goes P6. Josh Kosic, P8. Sean English, P9. Kyle Martinson up to P10. Just realized, Jeff, I just recognized one of the cars on the racetrack. Tanner Carter in the 015, actually number 15 on the racetrack. He actually drives a pro late model here in the Carolina area. Watched him race a couple weeks ago.
Elliott Carlson into the top 10 there, 17.865 for Elliott. That's a pretty solid run there. You see Sean English, I think, sitting around 10th right now on the board, 17.882. So these times are very close. Just about a tenth of a second separates those top 10.
Jack Pelliser goes up to P29 in the 28 car, and we'll watch him get sideways
Bill,
off
that
the
is
corner.
going
That's
to do it.
it.
Jackson Crowder did not get a lap. The fastest guy in practice did not make a qualifying lap. So Timmy Holmes going to pick up the Wisconsin Weens and Walleyes Quick Time Award. That's $5 right off the bat here to start the season for Timmy Holmes.
Always want to pick up some money, right, Jeff? Right off the bat. That's always nice.
Yeah, that's half your entry fee back right there.
So we're quickly going to go into tonight's B main. Looks like we're only going to have one B main, Jeff. We expected maybe two. Looks like we're going to have a 15-car B main event tonight. We transferred 22 right out of qualifying, so 37 drivers on the board tonight.
So that means we're going to take 8 from this B main event. On the pole in the 00, making his debut in the Challenger Series, that's Caden Tufts. On the outside of him, the 31, that's Brad Carpenter.
Starting the inside of row number 2 in the 111, that is Brandon Hughes, and to his outside, well, that doesn't look like the normal car that he drives. It's a 22 car, but number 112, that's Del Mears.
Starting 5th tonight in the 15 will be Darren Weininger. On the outside of him will be the 5 at John Piet.
Starting 7th will be that number 28 of Jack Pelliser. And to his outside, longtime ITZR competitor, making his return this season in the 77, that's Austin Benson.
Starting 9th in this B main will be the 15 of Tanner Carter. On the outside of him, it'll be the dad of Peyton Howell, Ricky Howell, in the number 20.
Starting 11th in that number 10, that is Matt Nicholson. And to his outside in the 027, it's actually 52S on the side of that car. That's Zachary Bache.
starting 13th, the fastest guy in practice. Jackson Crowder is going to need to find his way into the top 8 if he wants to race in the main event tonight. On the outside of him, another newcomer, Landon S. Huffman in the 84.
Another Howell going to run shotgun in the field. That is the number 22 machine. That is Scott Howell. They'll round out your actually your 15 cars in tonight's 20-lap B main event. Top 8 going to qualify into tonight's A main.
And Scott Howell is kind of a throwback. We haven't seen Scott in years around here at ITZR, but a longtime late model shootout series guy making his return here in the Challenger series. I believe he's the uncle of Peyton Howell, so we got the whole family affair here.
So long I wondered if it was the same guy.
Green flag is out for Caden Tufts. We are off and away.
Caden Tufts down in turn 1. The first battle on the racetrack is going to be for that second spot. We got cars way up the racetrack. Del Mears went way high coming off of turn number 2.
And Matt Nicholson is spinning down the back straightaway. Caution is going to wave. Looked like there was some contact with the 54. And Jackson Crowder is also in trouble going into turn 3. But that's going to bring out the caution.
John Piet ended up upside down in the 5. Take a look to see what happened. You said that one started with Matt Nicholson. We'll see what happened to the number 10 as they came off of turn 2.
There's actually 2 separate incidents going on there. John Piet went around off turn 2 at the same time as Matt Nicholson getting collected in that incident.
A lot of stuff happened in the back of this field. So Nicholson, he was just kind of changing lanes in the middle, went up and got into, it looked like his teammate, Zachary Beisch. They made contact entering turn 1. Nicholson went down on the apron, slid up, got the 52 car, and then cut down in front of the 54. He ends up backwards on the racetrack. John Piet looked like he was just an innocent bystander. Actually, oh, check that. He actually spun off of the corner. I think Matt Nicholson spun before that. And Piet spun and got hit and flipped.
So just a lot going on that one. All right, it's going to be a single file restart now because they did not complete a lap there. That's going to let this field get a little bit spread out as Caden Tufts going to take them back to green flag racing with Brad Carpenter behind him, Brandon Hughes, Del Mears, Daryl Weininger, your top 5 drivers. Caden Tufts got a great restart. He is out in front of the field now. Brad Carpenter running second. Brandon Hughes, Dylan Mears, Daryl Weininger, Jack Pelsier running in the 6th spot. Austin Benson 7th. Tanner Carter in that 8th and final transfer position. But I see Landon S. Huffman and Jackson Crowder on their way. They are starting to move through traffic quickly.
Yeah, they're making some moves there in the 80. If you see the 84 machine. Red and white car. That is Landon S. Huffman. He's making his way forward. Behind him, Jackson Crowder. Both those guys on the outside looking in. That's 9th and 10th. Tanner Carter holding down that 8th spot. He's going to put pressure on Austin Benson as they come off of turn 4. Move Tanner Carter up a spot as he goes by Austin Benson. Now Austin Benson sitting 8th. He'll be the last car to transfer if the race were to end now. Only working lap 4.
Yeah, and behind him, the 84 car starting to close in on the 77, Austin Benson. Here comes Landon S. Huffman in that 84. He is dragging along Jackson Crowder, and the caution is going to wave. I believe that's Zachary Beisch that spun on the front straightaway.
Take a look and see what happened to Zachary as he went through turns 3 and 4. Looks like it might be an all-by-myself moment. It's just a little high, gets a little loose in the 52 machine, and he'll go around. Ooh, Matt Nicholson just squeaked by on the inside there. Base just enough to, didn't really hit anything, just enough to bring out the caution flag.
So caution going to wave, bring out another yellow here on lap 5 of this B main, and time going to possibly be an issue. 12 minutes scheduled for this B main, or 20 laps, whichever comes first. go right back to green flag racing for this B-main, give them plenty of time to race this out and figure out which 8 cars are going to make the feature event for tonight's Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing 125. Caden Tuff's back on the loud pedal once again, gets a great restart. He is gone, is checked out from Brad Carpenter. Now the battle's on for third. Here comes Del Mears on the outside of the 112.
Del Mears looking on the outside. That is a battle with Brandon Hughes for that third position. He'll make the move. Now Hughes going to look back to the inside. They'll continue to battle for that third spot as they head down the front straightaway.
Jackson Crowder has gotten around the 84, Landon S. Huffman, and now he's working his way around Austin Benson. So move Crowder into the top 8, and now trouble down the back straightaway. Tanner Carter is around.
Tanner Carter got the inside wall a ton. Take a look and see what happened to him. They came off the corner. And I think he might have been victimized here by a possibly loose race car. It looks like a race car on the top side. Yeah, unless there was contact there. That camera angle didn't give us much of a look.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of contact there coming off of turn 2.
I think he might have gotten into the left rear, actually, the 28 car. Is the 28 a little bit low there? Yeah, it's tough to call. It's kind of meeting in the middle there. Go to County Road Custom Chopper Cam. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I think we're going to need it on this one to see who might be at fault on this one. The 28 maybe just didn't take that thing all the way up to the wall.
Maybe I don't think he has to right there. I think he's falling kind of in the tire tracks there, the 15. He's higher than the 15 in front of him. Just looking at it from the chopper cam, I feel like maybe the 15 just squeezes up a little bit. I could not see fault with the 28 there. Well, I apologize. I didn't actually get. You guys didn't see that at all. Here, we'll take a look one more time. It's kind of squeezes through the corner. They're side by side. You can see the 28 still up there. And I think the 15 just gets him in the left rear, Jeff.
Yeah, just some tight racing there. Really, the 15 car just kind of gets in the left rear, ends up spinning himself there on the 28, and that's going to send him to the rear of the field. Jack Pelsier going to hold on to the 6th spot in that 28 car. Jackson Crowder now in 7th. Austin Benson holding on to that 8th and final transfer position as we're getting set to go back green flag racing with Caden Tuffs, Brad Carpenter. Caden's been getting some great restarts, and he is off and away once again. Another fantastic restart for the 00.
Battle's going to be for that. Looks like the 5th. Oh, we got some contact. Looks like Weiniger got bumped, and now he's into Austin Benson on the back straight. Austin Benson up the wall. He's going to spin. That's going to bring out the yellow as Beige can't find his way around in the spinning 77 of Austin Benson. There was contact in the middle of the corner. It looked like possibly Jackson Crowder got into the back of Daryl Weiniger. That's kind of what I thought I saw. Take a look here as we go back to the replay. I promise I'll turn it on for you guys to be able to see it this time.
Yeah, it looked like the 15 car kind of got moved out of the way, and then they ended up 3 wide down the back straightaway and just kind of ran out of room. Austin Benson on the outside. The 15 moves up to give room to the 84, and the 77 kind of gets the worst end of that deal.
Yeah, that starts with the 54 making contact with the back end of Weiniger. You see Weiniger wiggles. This will be a good shot of the 3 wide down the back straightaway. Weiniger not knowing that. It's not that he didn't know there was a car up there. I think he gave Austin a little bit of room. Austin shaded off the wall just a little bit. It was super tight. Just a little bit of contact, pushed the 15 back up into him, and then Austin moves up the wall. So that is going to be a tough night for those drivers.
And that Austin Benson has called on a night too much damage there on the 77. He was hanging right around a transfer spot, was running 8th when that happened. So that was a tough way to start his season there. I know he was a little frustrated returning to iRacing. Was really struggling tonight with this car, so he's going to have to go back to work on it a little bit and get ready for next week. Stafford on the schedule for next week.
This has been a rough and tumble B-main for these drivers. Not really getting any kind of racing in here as we were just kind of avoiding each other through this one.
This will set up a single file restart. They did not complete a lap this time. So going back to single file will be Caden Tuffs, Brad Carpenter, Del Mears, Brandon Hughes, Daryl Weininger, Jackson Crowder, Jack Pelsier, Landon S. Huffman, I believe your top 8 runners as they stand right now. And Caden Tuff's up the racetrack, going to take off once again. And about 3, 4, 5, 6 car lengths at the line. He is gone once again.
Caden Tuff's like he is the master of restarts here. Brad Carpenter not able to keep up with the 0-0. Now Del Muir's going to be 3rd. Here comes Brandon Hughes in 4th. Weiniger back to 15th. So with that freeze of the field and going back to the previous lap, he got his spot back. So he's back up to that 5th spot. You see behind him Jackson Crowder in the 54. He was your quick time on the evening. He was a quick time in practice. Didn't make a qualifying lap. He's trying to make his way forward.
We got a battle heating up for that 8th and final transfer spot. That's Ricky Howell chasing Landon S. Huffman. Huffman holding on to the 8th spot at the moment. He'd be the last transfer into the feature event. Ricky Howell wants that spot. He is right there closing in on the 84.
Yeah, Ricky Howell right on the back bumper. They're putting pressure right there on Jack Pelliser, who's trying to hold them off, but Landon Huffman doesn't have much of a choice. He needs to get moving forward because the 20's coming. So this is going to be an exciting battle. As now you see Huffman underneath Pelliser. That's going to be for the 7th spot. He might tow the 20 with him there. Ricky Howell might get an advantage from this.
Yeah, the 28 not in the place you want to be, stuck on the outside line as they are side by side in front of them as well. There is a battle for 2nd going on right now between Del Mears and Brad Carpenter. Mears going to clear Carpenter, take over the 2nd position. Still, we're watching this battle for the final transfer. Huffman still side by side with the 28s, kind of keeping Ricky Howell at bay. And here he comes. Now Howell up the inside.
Well, now they're catching the cars in front of them. Here's Huffman. He's going to be underneath Daryl Weiniger. He's going to try to pass for that spot. Here comes Ricky Howell. He's going to put pressure. He goes by Pelliser, but now Weiniger's up a little too high as he gets the wall down the back straightaway.
So now the 20 is your last car in. If it ends this way, the 28 needs one more position. He is watching that 15 of Weininger up on the outside line, trying to get there. Can he close this gap and keep the 15 from getting down the racetrack?
Weininger struggling on the top side. He's going to get sideways. He's going to get turned. That's unfortunate. The 15 car was having trouble. That'll bring out the yellow with 5 laps remaining in this race. We were watching. Weininger was struggling on the top side, got loose on the top side, and there wasn't anything the car behind him could really do. He lost a bunch of momentum, got tagged, and ended up in the inside wall in the backstretch.
Yeah, the 15 got loose. There might have been some contact right in the center of the corner with the 20 car, and I think that just got the 15 out of shape coming off the corner. He was sideways, and Bill, I think that's going to be a yellow checkered right there. I think that's going to end this race.
Oh, what a shame. What a race we were having. Take a look. We are watching the replay. And yeah, a little bit of contact from the 20 upset the 15. The 15 just could not save it as he went around on the back straightaway. Just slight contact. The 20's just barely up the racetrack. That's just hard rate. And then the 28 just could not. Jack Pelliser just could not stop. Well, that's it. You said it, Jeff. That's going to be the end. Caden Tuffs takes home the victory. That was a pretty exciting B main. A lot of rough and tumble stuff happening there.
Yes, it was. So we can say Tuffs going to move on. Mears, Carpenter, Hughes, Crowder, Huffman, Howell, and Pelsier going to move on. The car's not making it. Scott Howell, Tanner Carter, Matt Nicholson, Daryl Weininger, Zachary Bache, Austin Benson, and John Piette not moving on to the night's feature event. So we will start 30 cars, 125 laps, and these guys are in their final warm-up.
That's 2 minutes for the guys that have kind of been sitting there. Those guys in the B main, they were racing their guts out trying to get into the A main event. The rest of the guys that qualified in from qualifying, well, they were just sitting on pit road waiting for those guys to get that B main done. So we give them a couple minutes to kind of get the rhythm back just a little bit. You see a bunch of cars on the racetrack.
Yeah, we saw some drivers having some trouble there. So I'm thinking some of these guys want to get back on the racetrack and see what might have changed. Some drivers really struggling with the car.
Well, it is the super late model, Jeff. We talked about it with some of the drivers before this race, and a couple of the guys haven't been around in a little bit, and they were like, "What is this car?" And well, it's a difficult car to drive here on the iRacing service. It drives a little bit like a dirt car on pavement, so you got to be careful. That the setups we run are a little bit looser than the fixed setups that you'd be used to if you were just running the iRacing fixed. And yeah, they slide around just a little bit. to say thank you to Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing. It is the Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing 125. Go ahead and take a look. You guys can see if you're watching the stream, maybe minimize it or not minimize it, but shrink it down a little bit. You can see all the links for the Brett Suggs social media websites there, all the things that Brett does. A lot of great stuff. We talked about it a little bit last night, but a lot of great stuff. He is Tanner Carter's marketing guy. Unfortunately, Tanner not making it into the A main event tonight. But we do appreciate Brett's support. Wasn't able to make the race last night. One of the guys that's really quick in the late model shootout series wasn't able to make the race, but he will be here next week, so everybody can look forward to that.
I just got disconnected there for a second, so I'm going to let you do what you need to do with the lineup here while I get back into the server.
Get better internet, Jeff. That's all I have to say. No, I'm kidding. Starting on your pole after a 6-car invert, it is the 44 car of Garrett Pick. And to his outside in the 85. Well, he had a green car last season. This season, red and black. It is the 85 of Lee Norton. Starting third in the 01, it is the... Well, actually, it says 05 on the car. I'll talk to him about that. That's Caleb Hall. And on the outside in the 15 machine, at 51 in the program, that's Ryan Joyner. Starting fifth in the 72, former champion of this series, it is Bladen Edwards. And on his outside quick time tonight, the 67 car, that's Timmy Holmes. Starting in the 7th position, another 67, that is Aaron Plemons. And to his outside in the 09, we call him the Joker, that's Elliott Carlson. Starting 9th in the number 2, that's Josh Kosic. I think he almost got damaged there on pit road. Starting in the 10th position in the number 60, that's Sean English. Starting 11th in the familiar 07, that's Kyle Martinson. And to his outside, we saw him a bunch last year in the 3, that's Latham Joyner. Ronald Cole will roll off. Oh, you're good to go, Jeff?
We are good to go. So starting 13th
Perfect.
tonight in the 43, that'll be Ronald Cole. On the outside of him in the 17, that'll be AJ Rogers.
Starting in the 15th position in the number 1, that is Caleb Hill. And to his outside in the number 17, that's Regan Parent.
Starting 19th tonight will be the 55 of Josh Parrish. On the outside of him in the 50 car will be Craig Tolley.
You skipped a row, Jeff.
My mistake.
That's
Chase
right.
and Johnson will start 17th. On the outside of him in the 18th position will be the 83 of Chris Roma.
All right, we'll jump all the way to 21st. Starting 21st in that number 8, that is James Seawright. And to his outside in the number 2, that's JJ Chansey.
Starting 23rd tonight will be the 00, your B-main winner, Caden Tufts. On the outside of him, the 112, that's Del Mears.
Starting 25th in the 31, you just saw him running the B-main along with the guy outside, that's Brad Carpenter. And to his outside in the 111, he's actually going to start from pit road, that's Brandon Hughes. Okay, I'll get it. Jim Jackson Crowder will roll off 27th in that 54 machine. Landon S. Huffman, we saw him making moves in that B-main. He's going to roll off 28th. Ricky Howell will roll off 29th in the 20, and shotgun on the field last transfer from the B-main. That is the 28 car of Jack Pelliser.
Well, the grid is set. We're going 125 laps for tonight's Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing 125. 30 drivers for the Challenger Series opener. The road to the championship starts right here. We saw it last night. Our season defending champion from last season got involved in an accident in the first race, finished dead last in the Monday Night Shootout Series race. I mean, that could happen tonight. I mean, one of these guys that we picked to win the championship or be a contender could find themselves out of it right here tonight.
Yeah, you definitely want to put your best foot forward the first week of the season. There is one drop week for these guys, but one drop week is not a lot in a 9-race season. And you'd like to have that in your back pocket coming out of week number 1. So yeah, definitely a lot of pressure on these guys tonight. And it's the first night with a new series, a whole bunch of guys you haven't raced with before, and it's going to be an interesting dynamic as we go through this 125-lap race.
Well, the pace car is heading off the racetrack. It'll be Garrett Pick on the pole, and the 44 he is off and away. We are racing in the ITZR County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series. Green flag into turn 1. Pick out front. Lee Norton 2nd. Ryan Joyner 3rd. Caleb Hall into the 4th position.
First battle on the racetrack, Bladen Edwards and Timmy Holmes. They're going to battle for that 6th position, make it the 5th spot. Woo, and we watched Aaron Plemons got a little bit loose. They're 3 wide off at turn 4. Elliott Carlson and Latham Joyner are going to make contact. Joyner in trouble. He'll be down on the apron. He's going to get passed by a whole bunch of cars, and now he'll spin And bad news for him. Oh, wow. He got lucky. Brandon Hughes was coming out of the pits to get back on the racetrack after he started on pit road. Joyner was off the racetrack. If Hughes had not been down there, we would have seen him go a lap down. So we get a wreck on lap 1, or a spin, and Latham Joyner a little bit of damage in that 3 car. But that all started with that Plemons car. He got loose going into turn number 3. They ended up 3 wide, and well, it's really, really tight to go 3 wide around Nashville.
Yeah, and Bill, I'm watching that replay there with Latham Joyner, and he ended up spinning that car, but he did so to keep it from coming back up in front of traffic. And so, I mean, it was really kind of a heads-up move by him. He was trying to keep that car on the apron and out of trouble, and he ended up having to spin it out to keep it from coming back up the track.
We're taking a look at our replay as Elliott Carlson made contact. Latham doing a nice job. He kept it on the bottom. Once it got onto where the transition was between the flat and the racetrack, that's when that car unloaded and ended up spinning on him. But yeah, really, like you said, a really nice job, Latham, not pulling up in front of the entire field. He could have done so, but he didn't. A smart move by the 3 car. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end up ruling that one kind of a racing incident. He was doing his best to keep it out of the way, and unfortunately ended up spinning that car out on the apron. But it wasn't his fault he ended up down there. He definitely got hit and shoved down the inside of the racetrack. So this will set us up for a single file restart because they did not complete a lap that time. Joyner on pit road, going to do a little bit of repairs to that car. Might have caught the inside wall just a bit as he spun around.
Jeff, that is a lot of super late models on the Nashville Fairground Speedway.
That is a lot of cars, and as you said, it's things happen quickly here, and so we saw what happened there on the front straightaway, and really it's so hard to lift. You can't really see a whole lot behind cars in front of you, and man, they go into the corner, and if a guy's spinning up the racetrack, there's really not much you can do.
Shot of Lee Norton's number 85 there. You're about to go green flag racing. Pace car is off. Norton going to control this field back to the green flag.
It's Norton back on the pedal, and he is starting to pull away from the 44 of Garrett Pick, and now he's got about 3 car lengths advantage into turn 1. Still, we're single file from that restart, and that's going to let this field really spread out.
Looks like Timmy Holmes might be going up a little bit, trying to find clear muscle card. He
Caleb
falls
Hall
back in line. A lot of single file racing, a little bit of Daytona action right now at Nashville.
Here comes Caleb Hall underneath Ryan Joyner, going to try to take away the 3rd spot. Joyner up the racetrack in that 15, sideways off turn 4. He's going to try to cut back under, but the 67 of Timmy Holmes is there. Fantastic battle here for the 4th spot, and here comes Bladen Edwards trying to work his way forward. Now on the inside line as Timmy Holmes gets past Joyner. Joyner going to pull down right in front of Edwards.
Good battling up in your top 10. We're watching that Joyner versus Edwards battle. Right behind them, you've got Josh Kosic in the 2. He's looking on.
This is what we wanted to see, Bill. Some good green flag racing here. It's the 55 of Josh Parrish is up the racetrack. It looks like Caden Tuff's going to go around him. Here goes JJ Chansey as well. Jackson Crowder going to take advantage of the situation. So you definitely don't want to be on the outside here. It's the long way around, and really just not as much grip on the top side of the track. And the guys that get up the racetrack are really paying the price.
Oh yeah, if you get up the racetrack, you are in trouble. That is not the fast way around this racetrack, unfortunately.
Garrett Pick starting to chase back down Lee Norton. Lee Norton stretched that lead out. Now it's down to about 1/10 of a second as Pick is back to his rear bumper. And the 44 starting starting to gain. Maybe he sees Caleb Hall behind him in the 05 gaining as well and thinks it's about time to go.
Josh Parrish just had more problems, Jeff, as he was sideways through turns 1 and 2 in that 55 car. He's got it back under control. We'll stay green.
Chase Johnson just got around AJ Rogers. That was a battle for the 14th spot, and behind them, Chris Roma and Regan Pageant are battling as well, or Regan Parent rather, in the 17 car.
Nose to tail battle up front. These guys, oh, there we go. We got one popping out. Here we go. Bladen Edwards going to make the move on Ryan Joyner. We saw that they were nose to tail battling before, and now Bladen Edwards going to go by. Joyner going to slot back in. He'll get down in front of Aaron Clemens. Clemens wasn't able to make the move also, so Joyner just going to lose one spot. Move Bladen Edwards up in the top 5.
The 07 to Kyle Martinson. He's diving underneath the 2 of Josh Kosic. This is a battle for the 9th spot as Kosic up the racetrack. He's going to hold on. Got that great run down the back straightaway. Clears the 07.
Kosic makes that move, or actually doesn't allow Martinson to make that move stick, so Martinson going to slide back just a little bit. Here's Joyner losing another spot. Here's Aaron Clemens around him in the 67.
Battle for the 2nd spot. Here comes Caleb Hall underneath Pick in the 44. Now they are side by side for 2nd, and here comes your quick qualifier, Timmy Holmes. He's already earned $5 and 5 bonus points tonight. He is trying to get some more as he is working his way towards the 3rd position. Pick going to let him go, slot back in behind the 67 Holmes.
Inside Garrett Pick as he goes down the front straightaway, drops back to 4th position. Caleb Hill might be having an issue. We're watching him drop way back now as he's pretty much red. That's going to bring out a yellow. Jumped into his in-car camera. I could see him dropping down the leaderboard. I could tell something was wrong with Caleb Hill. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened to the one machine. He's dropped all the way back to 22nd.
And it looks like Chase Johnson got into the back of the 1 car, turned him around. And Caleb actually did a heck of a job to hold on to it. He lost a bunch of spots, but it did trigger a caution. He was so sideways in the middle of the racetrack. And that just all started with a little contact right to the rear bumper.
I think he has angered the right rear, Jeff. Oh, and then he just gets, what the heck?
Yeah, Caleb kind of got ran up the racetrack there at the end of that whole mess.
Jackson Crowder just puts him into the wall. Caleb's not doing anything at that point. He's way up the racetrack. Crowder just misses everything. If you're going to call a caution on that one, Jeff, I think Jackson Crowder's probably the one that caused that. He misses the corner. And my voice went really high because I was shocked.
Well, I think the yellow waved right before that incident, so I don't think that was the issue there.
So we're saying it probably came out for the slow car of Caleb Hill on. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You are correct, sir.
Yeah, I could see Barney, the flagman, waving right there, right before the contact there between the 1.
So unfortunately, that one is on Caleb Hill. He just never got the one machine going again, and the car's coming at him. Barney said, oh, that car, something's wrong.
So Lee Norton still your leader. He's going to have Caleb Hall behind him, Timmy Holmes, Garrett Pick, Bladen Edwards, Aaron Plemons sitting in the 6th spot, Ryan Joyner, Sean English, and Josh Kosic 9th. Kyle Martinson into the top 10, running 10th. Elliott Carlson 11th. Ronald Cole 12th. AJ Rogers, Regan Parent, and Chris Roma your top 15.
Looks like Craig Tully in the 50 is going to be 16th. Caleb Hill looks like he's going to slot in behind them there where the caution came out. That's going to be the spot that he ends up landing as. Huffman actually is going to be 17th. Caleb Hill 18th. Caden Tufts in the 19th spot. James Seawright's going to round out the top 20 and 20th. Jackson Crowder 21st. JJ Chansey, Jack Pelliser. Latham Joyner is back out there after his spin. Ricky Howell going to round out the top 25.
Well, Bill, we had a fantastic green flag run there. Let's see if we can go back to it. Double file restart here for Lee Norton. He will have Caleb Hall on the outside of him this time. Timmy Holmes, Garrett Pick in the 2nd row. Bladen Edwards, Aaron Plemons back there in that 3rd row. Pace car is off the racetrack. Lee Norton gets to set the pace. He can go at any time now, and he is off and away and got a fantastic restart. He's going to be clear of that 05.
start by Lee Norton entering turn number 1. First battle in that racetrack is going to be Timmy Holmes. He'll clear. Bladen Edwards going to be on the bottom. He's going to look to the inside of Garrett Pick. That's a battle for the 4th spot. Here comes Ryan Joyner again in the 15. Now Pick and Edwards are going to stay side by side.
And this is a situation for Pick. He started on that outside line, couldn't find a gap, and now the caution is going to wave trouble further back in the field. I saw the 3-car Joyner slow down. I don't know if that was around where that caution happened.
JJ Chansey was backwards.
Yeah, and it was the 8 of Seawright and the 2 of JJ Chansey got together. And actually might have started around the 1 car in the 00 of Caden Tufts.
Wow, just a lot of stuff happening there. Looks like Caden Tufts, like you said, Caleb Hill and Caden Tufts, something happened. Oh, they made contact, so Tufts was sideways, and then Chansey just turns right up into Seawright.
Yeah, I think the 1 car came down, kind of tail slapped the 00 of Tufts. JJ Chansey tries to take evasive action to avoid the 00. He comes up into James Seawright, and that just kind of triggered that whole thing.
Oh, Seawright gets caught in something he had nothing to do with. And basically JJ Chansey does too, but I think Chansey would have been okay just going straight down the straightaway. I think he just got nervous and tried to avoid, and bang. I believe that's going to take us back to a single file restart, as we did not get a lap in there.
So the 00 or the 1 car Caleb Hill going to be on pit road. I think he lost a lap there trying to repair some of that damage. It looks like we've lost Dale Mears out of this race. Didn't see what happened to Dell, but he is sitting on pit road 7 laps down. So under caution here, lap 30, we're going to have a single file restart this time. Lee Norton going to be out front of Caleb Hall, Timmy Holmes, Bladen Edwards, Garrett Pick, Aaron Plemons, Ryan Joyner, Sean English, Josh Kosic, and now Elliott Carlson. He took over 10th there on that last restart. So pace car lights are going to go out. These guys are going to get ready for a double file restart this time.
So we're only working lap number 31. Jeff, you talked about it. We hope to get back to a green flag run. See if they can pick it up again this time. They got a gift from the scorers. They're going to go double file.
So pace car heading off the racetrack once again. Lee Norton gets to control the start. He'll have Caleb Hall on the outside. He is off and away, and he's going to bring Timmy Holmes with him. Holmes going to get to the inside of the 05 into turn 1, and he's going to set up a battle for second. Maybe let Lee Norton drive away.
Battle for second. Timmy Holmes to the inside of Caleb Hall. Both guys have been doing a great job so far, and I think I heard some yellow. Yes, we go back yellow. I want to say Caden Tufts might have had an issue. He looks like he's doing okay. Caleb Hill is okay. It looks like, who's behind them? Seawright is behind them. That might be your issue there. Take a look and see what happened to the 8 car. They went into turn number 1. Actually, looks like it's coming off of turn number 2, and I think it happens in front of him. It's maybe Brad Carpenter here that has an issue.
Looked like they maybe tried a 3 wide there for a second. That wasn't really going to work.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Not really even sure what happened there. That there was a situation at Atlanta in the NASCAR race with Ross Chastain this week where I think Jeff Burton said, "You've got a gas pedal, get off of it." I think that's the same situation there. I just feel like the 8 car James Seawright he was on the throttle. I think he thought Brad Carpenter was going to have a whole lot more momentum than he did. And wasn't able to do anything with what he thought he was going to have a run, and there it was kind of happening, and he just got into the back of the third. So a lot of guys heading down pit road, Jeff. A lot of damage to fix.
Yeah, I saw Brad Carpenter, Latham Joyner on pit road, Seawright as well. JJ Chansey came down pit road to repair some damage. So a lot of torn up race cars right there in the back of the field, and it's still early. I mean, we're still about 90 laps to go in this thing, so plenty of time to get back in this. We saw some drivers recover last night, have some good runs after getting involved in stuff. So it's never over. There's plenty of time still to go in this one, but not the way to start here.
Just taking a look at some of the cars throughout the field that you guys get a little bit more familiar with some of these drivers. That is the 60 car we're taking a look at. That is Sean English. Behind him, Kyle Martinson, a perennial contender. Shot guy on that race car, 07. His number, sometimes we've seen him as number 77, but back to the 07 in this car. That is a different look for Kyle, so we'll give you a good look at that one.
So single file restart here for Lee Norton. Caleb Hall going to be on his bumper coming to the green flag, and you're going to see him take him all the way up to the wall here, try to get that run down the front straightaway. And Norton got another fantastic restart. He is well clear of the 05 of Caleb Hall.
Single file restart, so you see everybody knows the tail. Looks like Sean English made a move. He's up to the 10th spot. Actually, I think he's battling with Elliott Carlson. Actually, make that Kyle Martinson. Kyle Martinson went by him in the 07, so move him, Kyle Martinson, up to 9th. John English back to 10th. Elliott Carlson running 11th.
It's really a single file restart, really spread them out, give them opportunity to start making some moves here, and maybe not have the guys trying to dive to the bottom. We seem to get some good green flag runs after these single file restarts, and now we're seeing it. Elliott Carlson putting the pressure on the 60 of Sean English. Saw him take a peek there last time going into turn 1, and it seems the 09 is a little bit quicker right now than the 60.
Elliott in new colors this season as well. He's got AJ Rogers on his back bumper in a 17 right behind them. Another one, Reagan Parent in a 17 car.
Well, the field is starting to line up behind Lee Norton at the front. Caleb Hall is there to the back bumper. Behind him, Timmy Holmes, Bladen Edwards, Aaron Clemens, and the 44, Garrett Prick. They are all lined up. It looks like a super speedway race right now. And here comes Hall. He takes a peek underneath the 85. I don't think Lee has got the speed right now. If he's got anything left in the tank, I think he needs to go because he's starting to hold these guys up.
Well, we talked about it last night. Jeff, tires was a thing. See if it happens again tonight. Lee Norton was the quick car early. Those tires might be wearing out on him. 42 laps into this race, that'd be a sad thing for the 85 car.
Yeah, Caleb Hall really putting the pressure. Now he's going to go up the racetrack, try to get a run down the back straightaway. He's going to take a peek underneath the 85 going into turn 3. He is there, but he's going to back out of it. 85 and Lee Norton gave him some room. Not enough, though, coming off turn 4. Oh, Norton in the wall.
Norton going to be up the racetrack in that number 85 car. He's going to lose a bunch of spots as he had big contact driving up the wall. There's Aaron Clemens going by in the 67.
So Caleb Hall, your new leader, kind of inherited it there after the 85 smacks off the front straightaway wall. And the 85 Lee Norton, he is still in the 5th spot. He was able to get in front of Garrett Prick, and we'll see how much damage the 85 has, but he really popped the wall going down the front straightaway pretty hard.
Well, you hate to see, the positions change for that reason, but Lee Norton doing pretty good damage control right now. It's the right side of this car. It has a little bit of damage on it from getting up that wall. I'm sure it's not driving like it was. Boy, oh boy, that could have been much, much worse.
Caleb Hall still leading this battle of Timmy Holmes and Bladen Edwards, Aaron Clemens, those top 4 cars trying to break away. As here comes Garrett Prick now underneath the 85 of Lee Norton, not able to do it there, and he's under pressure from Ryan Joyner. The rest of the field starting to catch these guys as well. So I think the 85 really struggling with the car. The caution is going to wave for trouble further back in the field, and I saw the 8 of James Seawright backwards off turn 2.
We have more trouble. Oh, well, there we are. There's all kinds of... Oh, there's a car parked over in the corner.
Yeah, we had a situation, the 84 went around as well, so multiple things going on there.
Chase Johnson also had trouble in the 83. Well, boy, we'll try to unpack this one as we go to a replay.
So I think the situation started with the 84 of...
Landon S. Huffman.
Yeah, Huffman and Tufts, and I think they might have got some help from the car behind them.
Taking a look down the back straightaway. Oh, it looks like Tufts. Does Tufts make the initial contact there? I think he does. Oh boy, Jack Pellicer can't go anywhere. Chase Johnson can't go anywhere. We got a bunch of cars trying to avoid.
Yeah, I think Tufts got into the back of the 84, and then the 54 just no time to react. He gets in the back of Tufts, turns the 00 around.
I think that one's got to be on Tufts if I'm correct here. I mean, he gets in the back of somebody in front of him, and then he just stops because of it. Not a whole lot Crowder can do, I don't think. Like, hey, buddy, got a brake pedal for a reason. That sounds like Jeff Burton again. Yeah, I think the initial contact with Tufts, that is the issue.
So, Bill, we're going to get them double filed. Go back to green flag racing here. Caleb Hall, Timmy Holmes, Bladen Edwards, Aaron Clemens, Lee Norton still holding on to 5th. He's got Garrett Prick there in that 3rd row with them. And pace car is going to head off the racetrack. We're going to see Caleb Hall take this thing to the green for the first time tonight.
Restart by Caleb Hall. Timmy Holmes going to slide into 2nd. Bladen Edwards there in 3rd. Side by side, Aaron Clemens and Lee Norton. They're going to battle for that 4th spot. Right behind them, Ryan Joyner and Garrett Pick. They're still battling, and we've got contact. Big wreck on the back straightaway.
Tufts involved on the back straightaway. Trouble for the 00 once again. He was just caught up in a wreck, and now he's in another one.
I saw them make contact. They were side by side down the back straightaway. We'll jump really quickly to the replay.
It looked like Chase Johnson and the 20 got together. They got hooked together coming off turn 2, and Tufts just nowhere to go.
Looks like Chase Johnson on the bottom thought maybe he was clear on the 20. Pulls up, makes contact. That gets him sideways. The 20 ends up in the wall. And Tufts collected as well. So is JJ Chansey back there. I think that's pretty clearly the 83 just shading up the track just a little bit. I'll go to a better camera angle. It just gets up there into the 20. I don't think the 20 was doing anything wrong. And then big wreck in the back. Unfortunate for Tufts again. JJ Chansey nowhere to go. Some other drivers making some evasive maneuvers to try to get around that. And my goodness. Tufts now on pit road trying to fix up that 00. He has had a rough evening.
Yeah, things have gone from bad to worse for the 00 Caden Tufts. He's now lost a lap sitting on pit road, and looks like Chase Johnson also going to lose a lap as well in the 83. So some of these guys starting to really find their race not going their way right now. Late into this one, 55 laps into this 125 lapper, and right now the guy is going well for Caleb Hall out front. Looked like he had control of that one before that caution. That's our 6th yellow of this race.
And Caleb Hall definitely smiling. These guys just got to give each other just a little bit more room here in the Late Model Challenger Series. Of course, this is the developmental series. These guys all competing to try to get the opportunity to race on Monday nights. Got a lot of guys that are just here to learn, trying to get better. Sometimes we see really good races out of these guys, Jeff. Tonight, not so far, unfortunately. 6 cautions very early in this race, only 56 laps down on the 125.
Yeah, single file restart for this one. Now Caleb Hall and the 67 Timmy Holmes, Bladen Edwards, Lee Norton, Aaron Plemons, your top 5, and see Caleb take them all the way up to the wall. They're going to look for that big run down the back or front straightaway. He is off and away, and we're going to watch those guys behind him. They're getting big runs coming down the front straightaway, having to check up for the 67 of Plemons.
And Plemons did not get a very good restart right there. Here comes Ryan Joyner on the bottom in the 15. So they're going to be side by side through turns 3 and 4.
Joyner and Plemons cannot settle this battle here for the 5th spot. Joyner on the inside, Plemons up the track, and now Plemons gets a little bit of a door. Here comes Prick in the 44 now.
Oh my goodness, that was big door there. I think Plemons actually got some damage from that one. The left side of that 67 car. Here comes Pick. Pick's going to be the inside of the 44. He's going to try to get around Plemons. And here comes Kyle Martinson. Kyle Martinson keeps making moves in that 07. He's been making his way forward.
And now Kosic takes a look underneath the 07. Kyle drives it off in there to get underneath the 67. Now he's going to go around, and Martinson spins off turn 4. Caution's going to wave.
I don't think we need a replay for that one. I think it looks like the 2 just got into the 07. We'll go look at it pretty quickly here. But we were watching that battle. It was pretty exciting.
Yeah, Kosic had a run going into 3. He backed out of it, and the 07 drove it in deep, and to do so, he had to kind of park it in the middle of the corner, and Kosic just he got back to the throttle way earlier than Martinson was able to there, coming off turn 4.
Spatial awareness. I think that go look it up. It has nothing to do with the James Webb Telescope that they launched and finally got pictures from this week. But yeah, you clearly just watch. We're watching the TV3 cam, kind of zoomed out on that one, but you can see 2 just gets up there and tags the back of the left rear, the 07, and Elliott Carlson spins Kyle Martinson around, probably helped him from not getting the wall.
Yeah, and I really don't think it was anything malicious there from Kosic.
Oh, I don't think so either.
I can kind of understand how that happens. He got in the corner so soft, he got back to the throttle so quick, and Martinson just wasn't able to. And sometimes when you don't enter the corner the same way, it really throws off your rhythm. And I think that's what happened right there. Kosic just had so much turn in the middle of the corner that he hits the throttle, and all the guys in front of him just aren't ready to go yet.
Well, you know what they say. I mean, they drive this car a little bit like a dirt car, soft in, kind of hard out type thing, and try to extend the straightaway. That's what he was kind of doing. Kosic was backing up the corner just a little bit, made a really nice entry, and then was on the throttle, and then just got into the 07. When the 07 kind of did the opposite, he went in too hard, or maybe a little hard. And yeah, like you said, just to upset the rhythm between the 2 cars, and that created contact. Unfortunately, the 2 car of Kosic goes to the back for it. Not really what you want to happen, and the 07 goes to the pits.
Yeah, Kyle Martinson going to join him at the back of the field as well. So actually, looks like Kyle, as he said, sitting on pit road, might have just called it a night there. Really didn't have much damage, but maybe just frustration there adding up for Kyle Martinson. So we're going back to green flag racing. Caleb Hall back green once again, out and away ahead of Timmy Holmes. Holmes into that 2nd position, Bladen Edwards into 3rd, and we're already yellow trouble on the front straightaway. I see the 20 around. That's Ricky Howell, and it looks like Caleb Hill in the 1 car went around as well. It looks like it might have started around the 20 of Ricky Howell and the 55 of Josh Parrish.
Whoa. Ricky Howell just looked like he didn't go to the wall. I think he's kind of trying to avoid the 84 of Landon S. Huffman. I don't think Huffman got a really good restart. And instead of just following him, he drove into the right rear of the 55.
Yeah, the 55 starts to come up the racetrack there, but
not much.
Yeah,
I think he's getting hit.
Yeah, he's already getting hooked in the right rear by the 20.
I think it's just Landon S. Huffman just didn't get off the corner very well, and I think that Ricky was thinking about going around him. And by the time he did that, he was already in the right rear of the 55. Huffman gets turned. Parrish gets turned or spun around. And the one that took it the worst is Ricky Howell. He ends up with a whole bunch of front end damage and some rear end damage to boot. But I think what happened there is Huffman just did not get the restart that he expected, so he tried to go around him and just, well, side-by-side restart, and there's going to be a car down there, so I think you just caught him in the right rear, and once you do that, that car is coming north. It's going to go to the outside, the car that you've caught in the right rear, and that's the result you see. All the cars crash behind it and around it, and everybody has to avoid. But, Jeff, we got some comers and goers in this race. Give a shout-out right now to Elliott Carlson in the 09. He's up to the 7th position in the 09 car. The Joker making everybody laugh out there tonight. He's having a great run in the 09.
Yeah, Chris Roma started 18th. He is up to 13th position. Clean car on the 83 right there. And Jackson Crowder as well in the 54. Started 27th up to the 14th position.
Talked about Craig Tully much tonight in the 50. That car definitely looks like a Roma Brothers Racing on it. I wonder if that, I imagine that means he is a teammate to the 83 car, so that's pretty cool. They're going to start nose to tail on this restart. Actually, no, they're not, because we're going to go single file racing.
Single file, they did not complete a lap coming wreck there coming to the green, so single file here for Caleb Hall, Timmy Holmes, Bladen Edwards, and they kind of stacked up there. Bladen Edwards did not get a great restart because of that stack up. Lee Norton, he's under pressure from Ryan Joyner already into turn 1, and here comes Joyner up the inside, and the 85, and Norton's going to spin.
And we just talked about how clean Roma's car is. No longer. He got caught there.
Brad Carpenter also caught up in that one, the 31. And we're going to have to take a look at this one and see here what just happened between the 15 and the 85.
I think there was just a big, like you called it, there was a big stack up coming off of turn 4. And we'll go right back to that restart because that's where it's going to need to unpack from. So we see Lee Norton got it into the back of Bladen Edwards, but I think checked up both of them. Joyner decided to take the opportunity to go underneath, and I think they both end up the racetrack. But Joyner just, well,
and I think if we could get the County Road Custom chopper cam, that might be the best look at it. Because to me, what I'm seeing is Lee Norton. I think he had to check up for the car ahead of him, which is Bladen Edwards, and then that car just rotated center of the corner and came down the racetrack.
Well, he definitely ends up the racetrack, and then I think you've got a good look at it, Jeff. I think it just starts to, in the center, he starts to pull it back down. It was going up the racetrack, and Joyner was already there. The Joyner here starts to make the move. Now here comes the 85 Lee Norton, and Joyner's at the door. And I think there might even be a smidgen of net code there, maybe not. But yeah, I think Joyner's already making the move. I think Lee just ends up the racetrack, and Joyner, it's aggressive, but there's a lane there. It's really tight. If Lee does what he does, this is what happens.
So under caution here now, I believe that's our 9th caution. They've started a string together here late into this one, working lap 72, and we've been kind of under caution quite a bit now. We need a single file restart to kind of spread them out here.
Well, Jeff, I hate to remind you, but that was a single file restart and they crashed in turn 1. So
yeah,
I don't know if there's anything we can do other than to hope.
well, we do have the season-long penalties here, so the guys that do bring out the cautions are going to pay the price for it. So pace car going to head off the racetrack. And back on the loud pedal for Caleb Hall, out front again. 3-4 car lengths over Timmy Holmes into turn 1.
Big jump for Caleb Hall. Here comes Timmy Holmes starting to rally. Garrett Pick back here starting to put pressure on Ryan Joyner. And now here's Elliott Carlson up the racetrack. Aaron Clemens is going to go underneath. That's a battle for the 6th position. Clemens going to take that away from Elliott Carlson, but they'll stay side by side in turns 1 and 2.
Clemens on the inside, Carlson on the outside. Here comes Sean English in the 60. They make a little contact. Carlson now up the track. The 60 was on the apron. The caution's going to wait for an incident behind them. That's going to kind of save them there.
I have to say it, Jeff. I cannot believe we can't get a lap in. I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what happened here. So we got anybody going on?
We're trying to figure out
got
what.
The yellow. Oh, yeah. I see a car down the bottom of the racetrack. White car. Looks like it is the 8 of James Seawright with the issue. We'll go ahead and see if we can figure out that replay for you guys. We couldn't figure out who crashed.
Yeah, it looks like just kind of an all by myself moment there for Seawright in the 8.
He's got a really damaged race car as he comes off the top side of turn number 2. Josh Kosic. Call that a pucker moment. When you squeeze yourself together and you pucker up and try to keep yourself really thin so you can get by. And he did. You see it here. Oh boy. Actually, he might have gotten hit. The car moves around quite a bit. But he looks like he's all right. But that does look like a all by myself moment for James Seawright. Unfortunately, that car clearly not driving like it was before. James was having a good race until he's been caught in a couple of incidents here. So you can see it's turned into sort of a modified.
I want to give a shout out to Brett Suggs, who's watching the race on Facebook, watching the Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing 125s here tonight. Caden Tuff's now in the chat after he is out of this one. Caden as well, cheering for Timmy Holmes and Caleb Hall, and they're doing really well. Top 2 drivers on the racetrack right now.
Corey Bigley in the house, Donald Clark is in the house, and Elliott Carlson in the car also watching. Elliott, get back to work.
Elliott having a good run, too. Running 7th right now. So, Elliott, you got to pay attention, man.
Yeah, he got into the broadcast and lost a position. So stop watching the broadcast. I know it's really, really good. Get back to driving. He's having a Brad Keselowski moment. So, Jeff, looks like we did get a lap in. We're going to double them up. We're going to go double file for this restart. All the guys in the odd positions just smiled.
So here we go. Caleb Hall now. Timmy Holmes on the outside of him. Bladen Edwards. Ryan Joyner, that second row. He still got the 44 back there as well. And here we go. Pace car is off. Caleb Hall gets to set the pace. Timmy Holmes got a decent restart there. He's going to be right with this 05 going into turn 1. He's clear of the guys behind him, and race is on now for 3rd.
Third place battle between Bladen Edwards and Ryan Joyner. There's Garrett Pick in the 44. He's going to make contact, looks like, with Clemens there. Aaron Clemens got a little bit of a door bang. They're going to settle that, but they are still going to be side by side, 2 by 2, and a lot of loose race cars coming off turn 4.
Joyner making the outside work, and the cautions get away for something going on further back in the field.
All right, maybe we should just park like 18th on back. Like, come on.
I think
we're battling.
I think I saw JJ Chansey around the 84. I think it started with the 84 car. That's Landon S. Huffman. And it happened down the back straightaway, and he ended up in the wall, airborne.
Oh, my. Oh, I think this may be a all by myself. Well, he might have made contact with Hughes, but I don't think that's Hughes' fault. Brad Carpenter, nowhere to go in the 31. Oh, I don't think we got a yellow for that, Jeff. Did the yellow ever actually come out for that wreck? Because everybody seems to be going, and then J.J. Chansey crashes.
Yeah, J.J. Chansey ended up on the apron trying to avoid all that, and then he ends up collecting Brad Carpenter in the 20 or Ricky Howe, but it definitely set off by that whole back straightaway melee there.
Yeah, we can see Barney in the shot that we've got, or we could see him, and he was not throwing the yellow flag for that initial incident. It was for the J.J. Chansey incident. But Chansey's just on the apron, gets it really sideways, and turns in front of Brad Carpenter. I think we can get you guys a nice look of that one. As we are, like you said, the melee on the backstretch gets Chansey on the bottom. That transition bites another car. We saw Latham Joyner go around from that one earlier. Chansey just slams the wall in the number 2.
A lot of cars on pit road right now. Landon Huffman on pit road. Brad Carpenter repairing damage. Saw Chansey on pit road as well. Caden Tuff's back in the race. He's multiple laps down, but the 00, or actually, no, he's still on the lead lap in the 23rd spot. So Tuff's still back out there as well. Saw the 20 Ricky Howe. He's got a ton of damage on that car. So the back half of the field's looking pretty rough right now.
Yeah, this has not gone the way that we want, or a lot of these drivers want. Of course, the replay will always be looked at. See what happened in these cautions. And how we can avoid them. And sometimes if that means losing a competitor, that will happen.
Well, Bill, we're going back double file restart here. Caleb Hall, Timmy Holmes, Ryan Joyner, Bladen Edwards in that second row. And Caleb Hall going to set the pace. He's getting a little push there from Joyner already, coming to the green flag, but he is off and away, clear of Timmy Holmes. Joyner going to get clear of Edwards in the top 4 single file, and then battle for 5th between Plemons.
I want $1 for every time Plemons and Pick have doored each other.
Yeah, they've been side by side a lot tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, they have bounced off of each other multiple times, still going straight. They've given each other damage, I think. They're still battling for that 5th position, trying to get into this top 5. Plemons trying to get it back, Pick and taking it away. Right behind them, I think Pick's teammates right there. Sean English, they have similar paint schemes. I think it's pretty easy to see that those guys are teammates.
Well, Plemons going to get that spot for the time being, and now the pressure is on for the leader right now. Caleb Hall had the 67 of Timmy Holmes peeking underneath him. And Holmes, your fast qualifier tonight, already earned 5 bonus points. He's trying to pick up a win, do the clean sweep tonight, but here comes Ryan Joyner and Bladen Edwards. Joyner really all over the 67 now.
Just looking back, AJ Rogers struggling back a little bit in the 17. He just lost a couple spots.
The 54 just moved the 83. That's Roma up the racetrack as Jackson Crowder goes by for the 10th position.
Now Rogers going to take advantage of that move as he's going to go underneath Roma as well. Roma trying to find his way back in line. Looks like he will do that. That'll be right in front of Ronald Cole. Cole having a nice run in that 43 car as he's in the 13th spot. Now Kosic up. Oh, and Cole gets sideways as I say it. I think I jinxed him. Oh, we've got backwards cars and crashing.
Caution is out. We got a couple cars around right now. I saw Craig Tolley in the 50 around.
Tully went around. I think Cole got sideways down the back straightaway. I don't know if he had contact from anyone. I don't think he did.
And it looks like it started right there with Kosic. It got into the wall coming off turn 2.
Oh.
And then
like Caleb Hill went middle.
And that was just kind of a big stack up there as Craig Tolley got the worst end of it. He was running about 15th on the racetrack there. Him and the two got together coming off turn 2. Kosic in the wall. The 50 got sideways, gathers it back up, and then he just kind of gets hooked in the right rear.
Let's take a look in Caleb Hill's. Jump into his camera, cockpit cam with Caleb. See what he He sees if it to get loose. Go high, go out, turn left, and catch the guy. That's just not a lot of room to stick your car. It's just not. I just feel like, well, we only have a mercy rule. No, we don't. We have about 28 laps remaining in this event. Make it 30. What is it? I can't do math right now, Jeff. It's 32. It's 32 laps left in the event, and I just think that the give and take is gone. There could have been some give there with Caleb lifting, and I think there wouldn't have been a problem. But again, that kind of started with Kosic getting up into the wall.
Yeah, just a lot going on there on the back straightaway. Just kind of sent cars sprawling all over the racetrack.
But you really would like to see somebody lift in that situation. I know, like I said, it's so late in the race. You're trying to get everything you possibly can. Caleb trying to rally for some incidents earlier. But you'd really like to see him just say, hey, I know you're loose, I'm going to lift. But, of course, you got to hope that the guy behind you will feel the same way, right? So you're like, that guy's not going to lift, I can't lift, and then crash.
Well, here we go. Going to go back to double file restart for Caleb Hall and Timmy Holmes. Pace car going to head off the racetrack. Hall out front gets to set the pace for this restart. He is off and away. Timmy Holmes on the outside. Holmes is going to be there, going to cross under the 05 maybe, try to take a shot into turn one, not going to do it, but he does defend against Ryan Joyner. The battle is on for third between Clemens and Bladen Edwards now.
It will be side by side into turn number 3. Wow, look at all these cars dancing around.
Clemens trying to inch forward ahead of Edwards. Cannot quite clear the 72 down the back straightaway. Edwards going to have a nice run and try to pull back alongside the 67 car.
Can't do it. Here comes Garrett Pick up the inside in the 44. First time he's trying to get into the top 5.
Timmy Holmes going for the lead into turn 1. Dives underneath Caleb Hall. Cannot get there in time. And Hall going to shut the door down the back straightaway. That was close. Timmy Holmes almost had his nose there.
Timmy Holmes trying to make things happen. That is your Quick Time Award winner, your Wisconsin Wings Walleyes Quick Time Award winner. He is trying to go from Quick Time starting 6th to the top spot on the board as he gets loose off of turn 2, gets the wall. Here comes Ryan Joyner.
Joyner almost had a shot there at the 67, and if you lose this spot here to the 51 or to the 15 car, it might be tough to get back up in front of him. So he really needs to hold on if he wants any shot to win this race. You don't want to be fading backwards this late.
Garrett Pick was not able to make the move on Clemens, and then Clemens made the move on Bladen Edwards. So Pick still running around in 6th. Bladen Edwards back to 5th. Clemens up to 4th.
Yeah, Clemens starting to come on really strong. Maybe one of those drivers that saved tires for a long time here. 25 laps to go. Now he's on it. He's starting to work his way forward, and he might be one of the faster cars on the racetrack.
25 laps remaining in this event. Oh, we got contact. Ryan Joyner into the left rear of Timmy Holmes. A lot of beating and banging down the back straightaway. Clemens was involved. Bladen Edwards ended up the racetrack. Here comes Garrett Pick to the inside.
Yep. Ooh, but Edwards into the wall now. He is coming off the wall, collects the 60 of Sean English, and that's going to bring out a caution. Both those cars into the outside wall pretty hard.
Car sitting on the straightaway. Sean English sitting sideways in turn number 1. Nobody hit him, but that front end is messed up. I think we saw that one coming. There was a lot of beating and banging between those drivers. Bladen Edwards ended up the racetrack and then climbed the wall in the front straightaway. There's only so much beating and banging you can do in this super late model. It's just gonna bite you. It's going to get you. So we'll take a look here as we see Bladen Edwards entering turn number 3. Beating and banging's already happened on the back straightaway here. Pick gets to the inside, and then just Bladen just comes off the corner a little too hard, gets the outside wall. Can't really do much. And I think Sean English was having issues. He had, yeah, definitely contact English into that entrance there. Looks like other drivers able to get by. That was the 17 of Reagan Parent. Boy, oh is unfortunate, Jeff. I hate to see that so late in the race. The guys in the top 5 getting messed up. They're running great all night long.
Yeah, Bladen just got so far up the racetrack, probably in the marbles up there, and that thing just would not turn coming off turn 4. And unfortunately, he was battling hard for top 5 and just did not want to back out of it and kind of climbed the front straightaway wall there.
Well, this one's getting long in the tooth, Jeff. Really long in the tooth.
Yeah, this has been a battle for sure tonight. This Challenger Series race starting off, I believe we're on our 13th yellow of this one now.
Well, you know, growing pains. Week number 1.
Yeah, and we said a lot of these guys have not raced with each other. These are a lot of new drivers to the series, especially up front. And these guys just maybe don't have a lot of experience racing with each other, don't know who's going to give, who's going to take. And right now, everybody's taking.
We're taking everything we can.
Looking through the field, Caleb Hall is still your leader. Timmy Holmes, Ryan Joyner, Aaron Clements, Garrett Pick, your top 5 drivers. Or Regan Parent is up into the 6th spot. Jackson Crowder, he started 27th. He is now 7th on the racetrack. Elliott Carlson running 8th. AJ Rogers 9th. Chris Roma into the top 10. And here we go. Pace field going to double file up here.
What is happening up front? Oh, we
So
got
caution.
a yellow.
Yeah,
Yellow
caution
comes back
wave.
out.
The 60 car, Sean English, came out of the pits right next to the field. He had to stop to get out of the way, and that triggered another yellow.
I wonder what happened to Ryan Joyner. I'm like, oh, it's the Indy 500. We're going to go 3 wide, and then realized there was a yellow flag. So he was just letting everybody know, we're not going anywhere. Lights back out on the pace car.
The time's starting to tick away now. Caleb Hall out front. Timmy Holmes in the 2nd spot. Ryan Joyner, Aaron Clemens in that 2nd row. Hall got tapped by the 15 there at Joyner, and that's not going to give him the restart he wants. Timmy Holmes is there on his door going into turn 1.
I heard some accident happening. I think we stay green.
Holmes got the wall down the back straightaway. Now he's going to get some muscled over by Ryan Joyner. He's up the racetrack. Holmes is fading outside the top 5, maybe even outside the top 10 by the time this is over.
Timmy Holmes slides back to the 9th spot across the line, and now he's sideways again. He is in big, big trouble. That's going to bring out the yellow. Timmy does save it, and now, oh my goodness, we've got a car upside down, and that's going to be Plemons. Plemons out of the top 5, upside down. What just happened?
Pelsier was turned around in the 28 car on the front straightaway, and I think that might have been what triggered the initial yellow.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, we're going to go watch a lot of this stuff.
A lot to unpack here.
Yeah, we're going to originally see what happened to Holmes, who was going through turns 3 and 4, and I think he gets a little bit of a bump from Joyner on the inside. They make contact. We thought maybe it was Plemons. It was Joyner on the inside. Then he gets the wall. Then as they go down into turn number 1, Roma's to the inside. He gets into his left rear. Holmes saves it again. And then there's a yellow. But while all that's going on, you think that it was the Pellicer car on the front straightaway. Yes, that is happening. So Pellicer on the front straightaway, he is going to come off at turn number 3. I'm sorry, make it turn number 4. And the car in front of him gets loose. That's Tully. And then Joyner gets into Pellicer and turns him into the outside wall. Or is it Pellicer moving up? Let's decide.
I think the 28 just got a little too far up the racetrack. Maybe didn't realize Joyner was coming there with a head of steam.
And then last but not least, we had one of your top 5 cars end up upside down. That's the wrong number 67. That's going to be Aaron Plemons as they're on the back straightaway. We'll pick it up as they're on the front straightaway. You can see Timmy Holmes struggling behind it. Plemons, the yellow comes out for Pellicer on the front straightaway. Lots of stuff happening in turn 1. And then Plemons sideways off of turn number 2. Does he make contact with Pick? I think that's what happens. They're just really tight, and I think he gets some net code. Because that car just snaps.
Yeah, that's an absolute
chopper
heartbreak for Plemons because he was having a heck of a race. And
yeah, definitely net code there.
yeah, and he did everything he needed to tonight. He had fresh tires there at the end, was really saved his car all night long, and just unfortunate as the yellow comes out, gets involved in something.
Oh, that is heartbreak for the 67, but you can definitely see there's net code there. Pick all the way on the bottom, Plemons to the door, and then AJ Rogers has nowhere to go. That flips the 67 car over and turtle. Holy cow, Jeff. We got it all, though. I think we got it all.
Yeah, a lot to unpack there. There was a lot going on in that last lap there, and wow, Caleb Hall still out front, but now he's got Ryan Joyner and in the 44 car, Garrett Pick now behind him. Garrett started on the pole, kind of sailed back further into the field. I think at one point he was about 7th or 8th on the racetrack. Now he's back up at the 3rd, and at 44, he's not done yet. He might want this top spot back. Jackson Crowder, by the way, started 27th. He is now running 4th. So the 54 car has been flying through the field tonight, and he has found his way up to the front. We're going to go back to Green Flag Racing with about 10 laps to go in this one. Pace car going to head off the racetrack. Caleb Hall out front. Here comes the 15 to Joyner up top, trying to time that restart. Not going to do it, though. And the 05 got a great one. He is out and away.
Caleb Hall down into turn number 1. Joyner going to slot into 2nd place. Pick's going to be running 3rd. Here comes Jackson Crowder in the 54. Looks like Josh Kosic sideways off of turn 2. He's all the way up to the 7th spot in that 2 machine. He's going to be the inside of AJ Rogers. They're going to battle for that position.
Trouble off turn 4. I saw the 50 of Greg Tolley spinning around. Looks like they tried to go 3 wide down into turn 3, and that just kind of set that one up.
Where are we at next week?
Stafford next week.
Okay. There's a lot of grass for people to slide into there.
And looking at this one, it might have started with the 1 car, Caleb Hill in the 1.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he sends her 3 wide, and he just wasn't able to keep that car pinned, so he kind of comes up, smacks the 8, a Seawright, and sends Seawright and Tolley up the racetrack.
Oh my goodness, James Seawright just hard into the outside wall. But yeah, you called it. Caleb just, I mean, that it's a move. It's a good move. He got a great run off the corner. Seawright did not get a good run. But if you're going to be on the bottom, you have to stick to the bottom, and he moves up about a good lane, especially at Nashville and any short track. If you're going to go 3 wide, you got to make sure that thing's on the yellow line.
So trouble there as we're trying to get this thing settled, and we're getting close to going green-white checkered here.
So Caleb Hill going to go to the rear in that one. I think he's actually gotten some damage fixed in that one machine. Caleb not having the night that he is looking for. That was an aggressive move, and unfortunately, got to keep her on the bottom there, Caleb. It was the right move. I'd have made it, Jeff. I'd have made that move.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with the 3 wide. It was just not being able to keep the car pinned to the bottom.
Right.
He slid up the racetrack, and poor James, he was running the middle of the racetrack, gave him room, and Seawright just kind of got cleared out there. Just an ultra-aggressive move by the 1 car into turn 3. But, Bill, we're going to go back racing here. Not a green-white checkered, but we're getting close here. Lap 119, going to start lap 120, 5 laps to go when we cross the line.
Wow, a mess on the restart. We watched it from the inside of Caleb Hall's car. Joyner got into the back of Caleb twice before he let him go green, and Caleb just held it down, which he should have done. Now it's going to put Pick up in the 2nd. Joyner slips back to 3rd.
Yeah, Joyner ended up kind of jumping that restart, had to wait on the 05, and that let the 44 sneak by. So Pick into the 2nd spot as Caleb Hall trying to get away. Time is starting to tick away here, working lap 121.
Here comes Garrett Pick on a mission. Looks like he's got a fast car. That right front is damaged on that 44, but he is flying around this racetrack, putting pressure on Caleb Hall.
And he was sideways off turn 4, almost caught the wall, got that thing sideways. He is really starting to struggle with that car. He is giving it everything it has right now, trying to chase down Caleb Hall. Behind him, Ryan Joyner, he's going to take a peek underneath him coming off turn 4. He got a little sideways as well.
Here comes Ryan Joyner. He's going to rally back. The second goes by Garrett Pick. Pick the third. A little bit farther back. Elliott Carlson just got passed by Timmy Holmes. Timmy Holmes is trying to rally that 67 forward. Shout out to Reagan Parent. We haven't talked much about him tonight, but he has a pretty clean number 17, if not completely clean. He's up to 5th.
And caution as we come by to just take the white flag. Caleb Hall was almost over with this one. He was gone. He was checked out, and the caution is going to wave.
Goodness gracious. We have so many cars doing well, and, well, we get another one in the back here. Any idea where that one came from?
Taking a look, it looked like Craig Tolley got turned around going into turn 3, and I think he got some help from behind.
Oh, yeah. Looks like the 60 car Sean English. Take a look at it here. They head down the back straightaway. Oh. Jeff Burton. Well, you got a gas pedal there. You could just lift off of it. I think we'll use that all season. What do you say?
Yeah, he really just kind of sailed it off in there into the back of the 50 there.
Let's just check the gap. Let's see if we got any defense. It's the 50. Actually, the only defense I have for Sean is that he hasn't been running this far back in the field. And yeah, Craig Tully really doesn't back off too early. He kind of keeps the gap between him and Brandon Hughes. Sean just driving in a little harder than everybody else around him and gets in the back of the 50 machine. Spatial awareness, Jeff.
Yeah, you just have to be aware of when you get back further in the field, you got to know the guys in front of you are off the pace. A lot of them have damage, and you're just not going to be able to run as hard as you are into the corner. And we saw it right there with the 60th Sean English. And now we're getting set up for a green-white checkered finish here. First of 3 if needed.
These guys tonight have had an issue restarting and getting one lap in, Jeff. So I don't know if green white checkers, how many we may have in our future, but I know, like you said, we do have a limit of 3.
Yeah, 3 green white checkers if needed, and we're gonna have a double file to start. If they don't complete a lap, we will have a single file restart for a green white checkered finish if it is needed. So pace car lights are out. Caleb Hall, Ryan Joyner. See the 54 car really starting to put the bumper already to the 15. That's not a good sign for the 15 car Joyner, who might have a shot at here at this win.
Not a good sign for any of us. Boy, oh boy, that was a disorganized start. Garrett Pick going to slip back just a little bit as he was kind of into the back of Ryan Joyner. Now Joyner going to look to the inside. He's going to make a move on Hall and just give him the bumper. Just turns him around. Now Hall is wrecked.
And Caleb Hall is going to get turned around by the 15 of Ryan Joyner under the green-white checkered. And that is going to set us up for another one. But we're going to take a look at that and see whether Joyner is end up the cause of the caution there. He might be joining Caleb Hall at the rear of the field.
Oh, I see what you did there. All right, through turns 1 and 2, the 15. I mean, it wasn't a left to quarter panel. It was front bumper to rear bumper. And then Timmy Holmes is coming through. Oh, Roma's collected. Roma had a beautiful car all race long. Collected it now when his Holmes tried to get right. JJ Chansey goes in the inside wall. And heartbreak. Caleb Hall, who led most of this race in the 05, and now junk race cars. He got turned coming off turn 2.
Well, Ryan Joyner going to go to the rear of the field there for that contact. So Josh Kosic going to inherit the lead, and Kosic was at the rear of the field at one point. He had gotten involved in a wreck. You can see the damage of that too. He has somehow found himself in the lead with the green white checker.
I mean, how he made his way back to the front, I have no idea, but it is almost probably worthy of some kind of late model Challenger Series documentary. Is he ended up in the back early in the race, caught in an incident, and now he's all the way up to the top spot. I'd have to watch and see what happened here, Jeff. I don't know where he came from. I know he was making his way forward. We talked about him in 7th place just a little while ago, but all the way up to the top spot, did not know that was happening.
Yeah, Kosic, now your leader, Garrett Pick, 2nd. Reagan Parent, 3rd. Reagan has had a nice night. Look at how clean that car is. He might have one of the cleanest cars on the racetrack right now.
He just got damaged from that incident, Jeff. He did get into the back of somebody as that started to happen.
Jackson Crowder started 27th. He's running 4th. Josh Parrish is 5th right now, started 19th. Elliott Carlson, he's had a nice clean night in the 09, running 6th. AJ Rogers, Ronald Cole, Chase Johnson, who's been involved in a couple things tonight, he's back up in a 9th. Caleb Hill, we just saw go to the rear, he's now 10th.
Look at a clean race car. Look at that Ronald Cole machine running 8th, Jeff. That 43, I don't think it has a scratch on it.
Yeah, Ron's been doing great tonight, just kind of staying out of the way, avoiding everything, and he might be looking at a top 10 finish.
I can't tell what color that 43 is. Is that brown or is it some sort of gray?
I think it's a grayish kind of color.
It's an interesting color. I like it. Not a normal color on the racetrack. Definitely makes the 43 pop on the side, but hopefully we can, so we got lights out on the pace car. And the whole field did not cross the start-finish line, Jeff, so I believe we're going to start and have a single file restart.
Yeah, single file restart this time. They did not complete a lap, so Kosic gonna kind of have an advantage here on this single file restart. And the 44 a pick behind him, and you can see the 44 wants to be right on his bumper, and he's maybe telling that 2-car, you got to go.
Well, I think he made a mistake because the 2-car went, and now he's got a huge lead going down into turn number 1, about a 3 or 4 car length lead as they're going to go through turns 1 and 2. Side by side for the 3rd spot. Here comes Jackson Crowder in the 54, puts a bumper to the 17 of Reagan Parent. Parent able to save it, and now not so much as he's going to spin. That's going to bring out a yellow, and we will go to our 3rd green-white checker. But that one, I think, was also fairly clear. I don't know what these guys think that they can just put bumpers to each other coming off of turn 2, the hardest part of the track to drive. But we've seen multiple cars, including the last 2 incidents, just bumping a car coming off of turn 2, and it doesn't end well.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a good look at this one here and see. There was a little bit of contact between the 54 and the 17. Now, whether that is what got the 17 sideways, I don't know. We'll have to get a good look at this one.
Well, the bad news is we do have a rule here in the zone racing. You can't start a pass on a restart, a single file restart, before you get to the start-finish line. And I believe we're going to look at the 54 machine. He's going to dive to the bottom here and start his pass coming off of turn number 4. He's to the inside of that 17 car. Tries to complete the pass through turns 1 and 2. Might make a little contact early, and then the 17 is sideways. You'd have to take a look at that restart, Jeff. We've talked about it before. He's definitely to the inside of that 17 car. He's got a nose on him at the start-finish line, which is against the rules.
Yeah, he did pull alongside of him, so that's going to be an EOL for the 154 there. Really, we kind of say if you end up in a spot you're not supposed to be and it ends up causing a wreck, you're the cause of the caution, and that's the situation there. The 154 was not supposed to be there to the inside of the 17.
And then there is contact here through 1 and 2, possibly, and the 17 sideways. And then just, wow, we talked about him. Whoa, and then James Seawright just gets all kinds of sideways and takes the upper route around the 17 car, Reagan Parent. But Parent, unfortunately, Jeff, we jinxed him. We can't talk about, we try to talk about people how great they're doing, and then things go bad. So Parent going to be in the back. It's also going to send the 54 machine. There, he will be taking his penalty in the 54. He did a great job moving his way forward tonight, but unfortunately that was a jumped restart late in the race. And when the admins can see it, and there's a yellow, we can penalize for it. Normally that would be a penalty after the race, so this will give him an opportunity to try to gain a couple positions back on this last green-white checkered. But yeah, that is something that is protestable as well. So if you are in one of the in the zone racing races and the guy behind you pulls down but on a single file restart or even on a double file restart, starts passing you before the start finish line, you can protest that with the ITZR admins, and he will get an EOL either at the end of the race, or if it's during the race and you mention it to us, he will have to take an EOL during the race. So this is the case for Jackson Crowder. He's going to go back to, I believe he'll come across the line in at 16th. Actually, make that 19th. That's the last car on the lead lap.
Well, Bill, this will be our last attempt at a green-white checkered finish. So whatever happens here, we're going to finish this thing out. Josh Kosic up ahead of Garrett Pick. Josh Parrish now into the third spot behind him. Elliott Carlson is fourth. AJ Rogers is fifth. We are going green 3 more laps here at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the season opener, the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger. Kosic is off and away.
Kosic with a great restart. He's going to head down into turn number 1. Gets about a 2-car length lead over Garrett Pick. Josh Parrish is going to be running third in that 55 machine. Here comes Elliott Carlson. He's in fourth.
And that's it.
Fifth, and that's going to be it. Freeze the field. That's the end. We've got another yellow through turns 1 and 2. We might have set the record tonight, Jeff.
Yeah, trouble on the front straightaway. It looked like it might have started around JJ Chansey. But just a lot to unpack there. We're going to have to take a look at the replays and see what might have happened there at the end. We can tell you what the finishing order is, though. Josh Kosic going to pick up his first Challenger Series win. Garrett Pick second. Josh Parrish third. Elliott Carlson fourth. AJ Rogers fifth.
Boy, oh boy, this was up and down. I think that Garrett Pick was the only one that was battling inside that top 10 most of the race. And wow, you've got Josh Kosic. He grabs the win. That's going to feel great. Garrett Pick, he's second. That was some serious battling up there towards the end, and it resulted in the entire top 5 basically being removed.
Yeah.
Then you've got Ronald Cole finishing 6th. That's going to be a career best for him. Chase Johnson in the 83, he rallied. He was having a horrible night. He rallies to 7th. Craig Tully picks up 8th in the 50 car. JJ Chansey, I think he spun at least 2 or 3 times, and he ended up 9th. Ryan Joyner in that 15 Wrangler-looking car. That car, he will come home 10th. So that was one of the cars that was battling for the win all night long. He slips back all the way to 10th, but congratulations to Kosic as we watch him do the donuts on the front straightaway. Boy, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, first ITZR victory for Josh Kosic, a newcomer to the series last season, only ran a handful of races with us, shows up round number 1. He fought through some adversity tonight, and he finds himself in victory lane, and you know, he did what he needed to do, which was just kind of survive this thing. I mean, this one was kind of brutal tonight.
I can't believe you said kind of brutal. I would give it, you're trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. I get it. But that one was brutal. Let me take a look at the number 2 machine sitting there. We're trying to get a good picture of it for you. Your winner, Josh Kosic. If we can get him into our booth.
Well, we got our second place finisher, Garrett Pick. We can kind of talk to him while we wait for Josh Kosic to get in here. Garrett, you had kind of a night where you started on the pole. You kind of fell back to the end, fell back through the field a little bit and found yourself at the front at the very end. What did you need to get around Josh Kosic there in the green-white checkers?
I don't know. I think just because it was single file, he was going to get it no matter what. I don't think I had a chance to get to his bumper. After the wide, I think he had it. Once we went.
Well, Garrett, first of all, welcome and nice to meet you. Your first race within the zone racing. Probably not what you were looking for. That one was rough. I think that might be the record for cautions in any race that we've ever put on. So we'll look for better next week. But man, you were battling up front all night long. Jeff asked you what you needed to get around Kosic. What happened towards the end there? You look like you were battling. You were in the top 5. Kosic just kind of surprised everybody. Was it just kind of good fortune, or what happened that you didn't end up inheriting the lead there late in the race?
I think just that wreck that happened on the backstretch between Caleb Hall and Ryan Joyner. I just got gaggled up in it, and I think I doored Jackson, and he just got through.
Well, Gary, we talked about you started on the pole for this one and kind of fell backwards a little bit. What was your game plan in this race? Were you kind of saving tires to the end? Because it seemed like you had a little bit more than some of the other guys towards the end of the race there.
Yeah, I was trying to save my tires towards the beginning of the race because I thought we were going to get a green flag run, but it never came.
Well, we hoped for that too, Garrett, unfortunately. But well, tell us a little bit about yourself. We don't know. This is your first race with the series, and hey, you get an interview first night out. It looks like you are you do have a teammate on the racetrack. I think Sean English looks like the same kind of car as you. Are you guys running as a team this season?
Yeah, James Seawright sponsored both of us to race this league, so he paid for our entry fees, so we were running his paints.
Well, Garrett, we like to give everybody a chance to thank everybody they need to thank, and it sounds like you got at least one guy, the guy that put up the money there to thank. So we're going to give you a chance to kind of call everybody out.
Yeah, I'll thank Ryan Joyner, Sean English, James Seawright, and then the whole GPR Discord and TTK Discord.
Well, Garrett, congratulations on running second tonight. Hopefully next week it'll be Stafford, and we usually have pretty good races at Stafford, so I hope we can clean it up a little bit. And we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Race winner Josh Kosic now going to join us. Josh, first career ITZR win. You get it in the Challenger Series, but you faced some adversity. You kind of came from the back of the field after an incident. You had some damage. How did you find your way back to the front?
Oh yeah, I ran a league before this race tonight, and my night was already starting off kind of bad after that one. And then I came in here, we were a little off the pace, and then we had that incident early in the race, which I think it was Kyle Martinson that I got into. I'd like to apologize to him for that, but it's definitely, we were on the struggle bus tonight, but we found a way to do it. Obviously, all the cautions helped me out getting back up through there.
Well, a win's a win, and you had to hold off Garrett Pick at the end. I mean, multiple green-white checkers there, Josh. But the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you say your last name?
Kosic.
Ah, Jeff, I win. $1 for me.
Oh, man. Well, I apologize. I might have been saying it wrong all night long, but you definitely earned a win tonight. I mean, I can't imagine what it was like going through all those restarts at the end. How much does that mess with your focus when it seems like it's caution after caution there to the end of the race?
Nothing was really messing through my focus, really, other than the fact that I really had to pee the last like 20 laps. And
That'll
the
mess
more
with your
cautions
focus,
we
huh?
had, yeah, the more cautions we had, the rougher it got. So I'm glad we finished it.
Well, Josh, I mean, first race of the season, you've already got a win in the bag. It doesn't get you in the playoffs, but it definitely starts you off on the right foot. Is it a possibility? I mean, does this kind of shift your focus? You said you were on the struggle bus, but does this kind of shift your focus to a possible, playoff run, championship in the series this season?
Hopefully, I mean, we started off on the struggle bus, but I've been working on a long run pace a lot here recently, and it kind of paid off there at the end. Even though you can ask any of my teammates that I was in Discord with, I was like, if I can just finish in the top 10 after getting that EOL, I was going to be happy. And then I'll walk away with a win. So can't thank everybody back at BHR enough.
Well, we want to give you a chance to thank everybody you need to thank. I see quite a few names plastered all over the side of your car. So take a second and just kind of read them off for us. Let us know who helps you out.
Yeah, everybody at Brinkley Hefner Racing does a lot for me. 24XL Gentlemen's Club, Playboy Fabrication, JHGD Wraps, Spotakosh Communications, JDR Graphics, everybody. JD did a lot of work to put this paint scheme together last night, so I can't thank him enough for all the good work he does for me and everybody that helps me out behind the scenes.
Well, Josh, if I were you, I'd be ultra excited, man, to pick up a win in this field. I mean, we had 30 some cars here tonight, multiple guys that did not even show up, that signed up for the series. So there might be more next week. So you got to be super excited to put your name in the win column here at In the Zone Racing. So we're going to give you an opportunity to go celebrate, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So that was Josh Kosic. And I said it right all night long, Jeff. I had it. Josh Kosic. All right. I'm the phonetics guy. But what a main event by him. It's just coming out of nowhere. Like I said, we're going to have to put together an ITZR documentary for that. But we have your third place finisher, Josh Parrish. He is here in the booth with us. Josh, you had a pretty well, everybody did. I think everybody had a pretty eventful night tonight. But you went just along with Kosic. You went from the back to the front, and here you come in at third place tonight. How does it feel to finish that far up in this field?
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty crazy night. Going to the front, kind of starting pretty far back to begin with. Getting a little bit of an incident on one of the restarts, got some damage. Came in, got that repaired the best I could, and just tried to pick them off one by one on all these restarts we were having there towards the end.
Well, Josh, you came into this. I believe it's your first ITZR race, your Challenger Series race. How much pressure is there coming into a series where you're gonna have to qualify in every single night? We saw tonight 36 drivers going for just 30 spots, and how hard is it to adjust to a series like that?
Yeah, this is definitely a pretty stacked league so far, from what I can tell. And goal number one in the night was just making the main event. I mean, I knew that was going to be pretty tough. I think I qualified like 19th, so it was pretty close to the cutoff. And the competition is definitely stacked.
Well, we definitely want to. We agree that it's very stacked. Unfortunately, tonight it was very stacked and wrecked. There were a lot of incidents tonight. Jeff and I were talking. That might be the record for the amount of cautions that we've had in any race ever. But you had a. I mean, you got to be happy. You come home with a third place finish in this stacked, self-admitted stacked field. So you are definitely on what you would consider on the right foot going forward. So your expectations now, as you put that third in the bag. What are your expectations moving forward?
I mean, like expectations going into tonight were just kind of like top 15, top 10 survive, but getting the top three is pretty cool. Hopefully, you can kind of build on that moving forward. Hopefully, maybe qualify a little bit better moving forward to the future races. Kind of put myself in a hole to begin with. So, I mean, if I can get the qualifying down and race pace a little bit better, hopefully, just keep clicking off some top fives, top tens, and just see how it works out for the points.
Well, Josh, we said it's your first race here. We don't really know a whole lot about you. Who kind of got you into this series? Usually, it's somebody you know, guys that you've raced with before. Who do you know that's been kind of racing around ITZR?
Yeah, so I kind of kept up with it some last year. I know Ethan Johnson and Blaze Brinkley, Carter Langley, those guys, they race locally here with us. I kind of spot for some of the local late model guys and stuff, and I know them from the track. So saw them kind of involved with it. Seemed like it was a really cool series to be a part of, and that's kind of what got me interested in it.
Awesome. We do know those names, that's for sure. But well, last thing we like to allow you to do, Josh, is we know it takes a lot of people to get fast in the super late models. You have to have a lot of friends, a lot of people bouncing ideas off of you. Who would you like to thank that has got you to this point?
Yeah, I mean, just got to thank jconcepts.net, Privateer Race Products. They do the paint schemes for my car and also some decals for some personal stuff. BeachRC.com and then GraphicsNC.com.
Well, Josh, thanks for taking the time to hang out with us. We're going to let you go celebrate a little bit your podium finish here in your first start with the ITZR. Congratulations. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you, guys. Looking forward to the next one.
Well, Bill, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Kind of a marathon event here. The Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing 125 from Nashville for the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger. Kind of a different story of what we saw last night. Long green flag racing, a lot of side-by-side racing tonight. It was kind of just rough and tumble.
Yeah, this one is not one I'm going to put on the replay list. That one is very. It was a rough event. That a lot of take, not a whole lot of give. We have before talked to the guys. We've talked about this before, Jeff. These are guys that don't really know in the zone racing. They don't know how we run the league. They don't know how things kind of work, and they're used to other places. You heard about Josh Kosic just having an issue in a different league before he got into the race tonight. We try not to have these kind of races here in the zone racing. We try to put our best foot forward. We try to have clean racing and have fun. And so sometimes opening night can be rough, and we'll have to see how that works out going into Stafford. Stafford, a much different animal than this racetrack here in Nashville.
Well, we know our penalty system is pretty tough, and I think there's going to be some drivers going to find themselves in trouble already early on in the season going into the second race, and that's just kind of a story we're going to have to keep up with throughout the week as we get ready to go to Stafford for the Wet Willie 125 presented by Twitch streamer Willie Howells, and we'll be back at Stafford. Stafford usually produces great green flag racing, and we've seen some long runs there at Stafford. So hopefully we can get these guys under control, get them calmed down a little bit. Maybe just the jitters this first race will kind of go away, and we can get to some green flag racing next week.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've probably got a situation where these guys are amped up for their first week here, want to prove themselves right away, want to show that they're a contender, and try to build respect with some of the other drivers. And that respect will also come from clean driving, not just fast driving. So we'll see how that works out moving forward. Like you said, Stafford, a much different place. Usually we see a lot better racing there, a lot of clean racing and a lot of green flag racing. So we'll see how this works out next week. I'm looking forward to. I'll still look forward to it. It's still going to be fun. We'll see how these guys do next week.
Yeah, and I just once again want to thank Brett Suggs for his support of the series. Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing did a fantastic job this week. It was a fun race. He definitely plugged it as well on his social media. It was awesome. We can't thank him enough. All of our sponsors that helped put this together, County Road Custom and Elite Performance Industries. We'll be back Monday and Tuesday night next week. Another round, second round of both series, the Wet Willie 125. You're not going to want to miss it. We will see you next Monday night.